Rosado for Traffic Multiplex. In this video, we're going to talk about a little bit about Fiverr, the gig sites in general. And we're going to talk some business sense for you guys. A lot of you guys are starting in your business, or you're starting to realize that you need some help with certain aspects of your business. And you've discovered outsourcing. One of the places that's very popular online is Fiverr. Fiverr started off with just $5 gig. That's where you get the $5 from. And it's where I get the $5 from my site from as well. So what's happened is that it's evolved, Fiverr.com has, into more of a task type of service platform, job tasking platform. It's basically what they've been trying to fashion it into. I guess it's a better model for them than just having just a regular disjointed gigs, and just trying to sell in the gigs independent from any sense other than the categories they were in. And I guess it's better for marketing because that's the way people are thinking really now these days. Fiverr has always capitalized on the trends in thinking, and that's a quality, that's a good quality, a good business, and I applaud them for that. Obviously, I do criticize, but I do applaud where applause is warranted. One of the things, though, I do a lot of websites, I do a lot of design, I have many clients, and from some clients I've gleaned a few things over time also. Some of my clients have successful sites. They come to me to handle certain sites, certain niches. They have already some success in other niches on their own accord. And one of the things I find very or thread or commonality amongst them is the sense that most of them have outsourced their main tasks. SEO being one of them, very important one for them, and some of them as well, content creation or article writing, things like that. At least I think between those two, and that article writing is as much as SEO effort than just other types of SEO. So it's very important that you do things kind of working together. So don't pay attention just to one thing and not the other. Those things go hand in hand. And I've heard a lot of budgets that they've shared with me, how much money they spent to make their blog successful. Now this is one of the lower end guys out there. Their blog is making pretty much commensurate with what they spent. This one of them that comes to mind spent around $300 for a few months, and his website, not the ones that we handle, but the ones that he has personally, they're producing just about that much, 300, 350, sometimes less. It goes up and down, but pretty much that's how much that site is making. And I'm sure that when the amount starts going down, or when the ranking goes down at Google, because that's totally their website's totally dependent on Google rankings, I'm sure he goes and throws out another $300. So it's pretty much, it's very expensive when you come to look at it. If you got to spend $300 just to make $300, and of course we're defining it in a month. I'm sure the $300 was spent over 2 to 3 or even 4 months, maybe, depending who he outsourced with. So it could have been spread amongst multiple months and not just 1 month and whatnot. But you begin to see the amount of money, more or less, that you have to envision. I mean, you got to realize that if you're thinking of that your blog should produce for you, you're looking at $500 a month. If you're looking at $1,000 a month, you got to seriously be considering, once you find quality outsourcing for your SEO and article writing, etc., you need to understand that you need to be looking into that type of investment. Now, and I'm sure that this investment was done your particular custom orders and not just Fiverr type of gigs. And it could have been very easily on Fiverr that he's outsourcing on Fiverr. It could be, because no longer is Fiverr just $5 any longer, right? So that's what I mean by customized. Maybe there's some custom orders that are tailor-made, and he has leveraged on that. And so it's producing, at least his website produces for him on a regular monthly basis, and that's more than many people can say. Now, so you figure you're spending $300 a shot to get your site up and going, and realize that $300 for our Traffic Multiplex basic, $300 is more than you'll be spending on Traffic Multiplex for a year. And I did a video just before this one, and I made a comparison about the different types of tasks that you can have done for your website on Fiverr, and just talking about the traffic ones, the ones that are SEO, the ones that have to do with promoting your website and things like that. Just on that alone, you have to realize that you can easily spend more than what you would on Traffic Multiplex and not get as good a return than you will get on Traffic Multiplex. If you're going that route of outsourcing for your traffic needs, for SEO, for building promotional links that bring traffic into your website, you really should be leveraging on Traffic Multiplex. I mean, the price itself, the cost differential between leveraging on Traffic Multiplex as opposed to, or comparing with outsourcing the Fiverr or any one of the other outsourcing resources and platforms, it's the difference and the savings is just gigantic. When you come to realize that you can easily spend into the thousands of dollars to get a respectable income from a website, and all you had to do was really just do Traffic Multiplex, just leverage on that with a basic traffic program, you can build that up. And just with the same membership fee is very low, you can build that up and make that as simply make your website really produce for you, doing the same thing that you'll be outsourcing, but for a greater amount of money, and only have to do it every few months again. You give it another shot in the arm, as you will, and God forbid, well, he doesn't really forbid it, because Google, whatever Google wants to do, Google does. And they just throw out another animal at you. And when they throw out their animals out there, they really ravage your traffic. And those of you who have been in website business for a while know how much you lose and all that money that you spent. I know people who just finished having their sites SEO'd and optimized, and using the former animals algorithms, only to have Google send everybody the news release that, hey, a new animal has been released onto the world. It's like the beasts of apocalypse. You're trying to figure out which is the horse that's coming out, which is the beast, and how many horns it has, and it's just Google. I'm not trying to state now that Google is in the book of Revelation, but they keep coming out with these animals is just too beastly for a guy. Anyway, so you got all of this happening, and you're spending all this money when, the guys who are on Traffic Multiplex have this just a small monthly fee, and they're chugging along, unaffected by Google, unaffected by the animals and beasts out there, and unaffected by any of all those changes. No need to boost. I mean, when you need to boost, well, you simply have to just modify your instructions. And when you wake up in the morning and you input your instructions into the system, and you get all the boost that you want. I mean, it's like having all the Fiverr, because the same people on Traffic Multiplex, a lot of them are the same people who provide quality content on Fiverr and on the better tasking sites. These are the same type of people. I mean, a lot of them have even software automation. So a lot of them may have something that'll automatically do some notifications and posting. A lot of them have emails that they will send out and include you on their newsletters and whatnot. All of this and this is without having to pay for an extra gig. This is without having to pay for a custom order. This is without having to then look for outsourcing, because all of it is really inside Traffic Multiplex. And even we are developing elite virtual assistants who will have the very high quality work product services that you'll be able to tap into as well by tapping into an elite Traffic Multiplex program or network. So we have everything that you need without boosting or adding to your bottom line like you would if you were totally outsourcing, or even using Fiverr.com as your outsourcing source. So this is something that you really need to consider in the long run. How much money you're willing to spend each time Google changes what it does, and each time your website starts to lag behind, you're going to keep throwing money at it. So you have to be careful. When you're doing business, you really need to be careful how you set yourself into it, because once you start throwing money into the website for it to create money, you need to be careful, because you're really depending on factors that have nothing to do. It would be different if you were paying Google directly, the $300, pay it to Google, and then Google will take care of sending you traffic. That's a different thing. You're paying a third party or an intermediary who will prepare things so that then Google will, according to its algorithm, will respond or not to whatever they prepare. And after all of that is said and done, and after all these links are developed and or quality content, this and that, whatever algorithm, only to find one morning that Google changes the game. So then, of course, all your money that you spend is gone to garbage. But in Traffic Multiplex, nothing goes to the garbage because it's all there. It's still, the emphasis is it's targeted traffic, seeing your links and then clicking through. It has nothing to do with Google or search engines. We don't depend on that. So your business is not reliant on the search engine and its all algorithm whenever it changes. So, it's enough that you depend on one thing, on one system. But when you depend on one thing and that thing depends on something else and somebody else, that's like you're putting too much at risk. So you need to limit the exposure of your business. You need to limit the extension of uncontrolled elements that affect your business. And by joining Traffic Multiplex or leveraging on Traffic Multiplex, you eliminate the middleman basically, because you're leveraging on a system and a community of people that directly are going to represent you. They're going to be your presence on these forums, on these commenting blogs, and then the comments, on all the different types of manners that are not spammy, but that are good quality ways, approved ways of getting targeted traffic to see a link and to click through and to come into your website. And getting help to do that by the hundreds and the thousands is, how much is that worth to you, really? I mean, you're going to pay one SEO expert to do some SEO to last for how long until the next Google, or you're going to invest in a low investment in a community that will always be responsive to your requests and cooperating with your business and helping your business to grow as you're helping theirs to grow as well. I think that is the best and most intelligent way to go about that for your business and to assure success no matter what Google does, and saving you all that money that otherwise you would have to spend on Fiverr. I have nothing against the guys on Fiverr at all. It's just an issue. This is an issue of business. It's an issue of business and what is best for your business. So if you want to keep supporting your guys on Fiverr, that's fine. You can do Fiverr, but make sure you're doing Traffic Multiplex, because Traffic Multiplex, those guys on Fiverr are depending on Google and the others to behave, to do what they've done now for the last few months, you see. But that can change in any moment. But what our guys do here in Traffic Multiplex, doesn't matter what Google does. The benefits from our network far outlast any and all the extra dollars that you would be spending out there on Fiverr or on any other type of tasking, outsourcing that you can garner. So I would, even at the price that the Traffic Multiplex is at, just to have it under your belt. I mean, you can't go wrong. And when they change the animal on your website, it'll be good to have Traffic Multiplex sending you the traffic that morning. That's a good thing. Targeted traffic. And you making sales. That will be the greatest thing of all. Take care, and thanks for watching.